that encouraged Kanu'S to divide Igbo land, which is Biafra. They were also the same people that killed him. Did any Igbo man kill Kanu'S? And when our late eternal leader came to London, I said to him, why did you not intervene when they arrested Kanu'S? You could have mobilized the entire Igbo nation, which is Biafra itself, to campaign and to pressure Abacha not to kill your brother, Kanu'S. He said to me that what Kanu'S did was unpardonable, that it was God that punished him, that he was in no place to intervene. Ojukwu told me this in London. There are many of us there. Ojukwu came to London then with Peter B. Chekwa Sokoria, Victor Me. Victor Me then was an ordinary treasurer in Abga. We went to buy them clothes at Oxford Street. Victor Me, did you come to England with any clothes? Did you not go to buy your clothes myself and Ifani name? And Samume. And what's his name? Chinedu. What's Chinedu's son name again? Forgotten. Ask Peter Okinam. Ask him. He will tell you. Was I not the one that paid for Chukwu's accommodation at Millennium Hotel with my credit card? Oh dear. At Kensington, that's where we were. Kensington in London. Chukwas Okoye, we found him accommodation elsewhere, not in the same hotel with our eternal leader. Oh, you people, you have all forgotten. Did I run to Peter B and ask him for money when he became governor? Mad people everywhere. As I was saying, Ojukwu said he couldn't have intervened because it was God's will. That the same person, not even people, the individual. To ask, do I have, please give me permission to touch Igbo people's properties in Igbo? Let me convince Igbo that they are not Igbo. The person he went to, the man that gave the person said, okay, go ahead, was the man that killed him. I want to make it to learn that we have history on our side. You cannot divide our people. You cannot ask a Biafran to go and hunt a Biafran for you. You can't divide us. There was a man that tried to divide us. Today that man is dead. Not by natural causes, killed by the same people that he was seeking to please through the division of the sacred land of Biafra. Wicked. You are going to die disgracefully. Anybody who tries to divide a land that God ordained must exist will die a miserable death. Have you asked yourself why Ijo land is not developed? Why our mothers go to the creek to drink from the same water that they go to toilet in? Have you asked yourself why? You people, you play with God, you don't know Chukwukikabiyama, you don't know it. Some of you don't know because you're not in the spirit. Ijo, do you think if you remove yourself from Biafra, you'll be developed? Fulani will swallow you overnight. I know a gold and then we hear a moon arrow. I want you to understand this. That is why you are not developed and can never be developed in this world. Never, ever, ever for betraying Biafra. Is our Bible doing well? Simple question. The reason why our Bible is doing well is because of Philadelphia. God had mercy and said, because of Philadelphia, I will leave you alone. All All of you that said, we are not Biafra, I'm not Igbo. Are you doing well today? Are you better off than Anambra, Imo, Abia, Enugu, Ebonyi? Are you better than them? Simple. You think you can divide the people of God? God will strike you dead. Nobody can do it. No human being can do it. Let me tell you. Your name is Nyesomwike Nwaike. Because we are known by who our fathers are. His name is Ben Nwewa N-W-A-I-W-A. The same way you have Nwachuku, they change it to Nwachuku, W-A. The same family. Nwachuku, W-A. Wike is, they took away the N. Nwaike, he took away the N. So they will sound, they'll say, I'm not Igbo. Nwaike is his name. He took away the N, took away the A, and said it's Wike, W-I-K-E. The name of the foremost Ogonifidon fighter is Ken Nwa-Iwa. They took away the N as Wike did, took away the A. It is now same thing that Ken Saruwa did with the same surname, or should I say with the same alphabet in the surname. Nwaike is N-W-A-I-K-E. Nwewa is N-W-A-I-W-A. What Ken Saruwa did, Wike is now doing. Wike, they took off the N and the A. You now have Wike, W-I-K-E. Nwewa took off the N and the A and is now Nwewa, W-I-W-A. And two of them are going to meet the same end. Wike, I am laying a curse on you that you may know that God Almighty sent me. The same way Fulani rejected Ken Saruwa at the right time and killed him, so shall they do to you if we don't get you first. Wike, I want you to understand the reason why I hate you now more than anybody else in the world. Do you know why I despise you now? Because you are trying to divide the children of God. Ken Saruwa tried it and was killed. Anybody who tries it will die. If you try it, you will die. Ken Saruwa is Nwa-Iwa. That's his name. Nwewa, N-W-A-I-W-A. Nwa-Iwa, the son of Ewa. They called it Nwe-Wiwa. Nwachuku became Nwachuku. People are fools. You said the woman, my people are not well in the brain. You reject a name that God Almighty gave to you in order to please Fulani. Ken Saruwa and Fulani killed him. Wike, you are renaming the name of, as I told you, Ojino, Mefad Ojino. There was Urumuala, Urumukrushi. The children of the only surviving daughter, when they came from Arochukwu, they took everybody into slavery. Only one woman survived. Only one survived. And she gave birth to children. They named the place Omo Ada Olu, the children of the only daughter. The land of God. And you idiots want to divide it. The land of God itself. You want to divide the children of God to allow uncircumcised vandals to come in to possess a land that God gave to our ancestors. Umu Adha Olu, the children the only daughter they had. Why do you think I said that Iguacha will be the capital of Biafra land? But of course now Igbo is making a very strong case for it. Did we ever know that Igbo land started from even Benin City itself? We never knew. Because God said, I will, when the time comes, if you come back to me after our 2015 atonement prayer, if you abandon every other God, including the one the white man brought to you, and face me, and only me, then nobody answers where Jesus where we come from. Do you answer where Jesus? I'm asking you a question. Omar Muhammad. Is that your name? Is your name Omar Muhammad or Omar Jesus? You answer Majuku, the Son of God of heaven and earth. This is maybe. In 2015 I prayed and I released that very clip today. Listen to it. All of you claiming you're from Niger Delta. Listen to the atonement. God said, anytime you come back to me, I will bring all of you back together again from where you come from, including Ikodomi land. I will teach you in the spirit the history of Oba and Idu. That place is Idu land. Idu land. They call it Idu. Obiaja, they call it Eshan. Igbo people, I-G-B-O, Igbo. Why haven't you thought about this before? They divide you to conquer you. When Kesrewa thought that he was doing that thing, they became autonomous. We are told he was the most educated man there. They became autonomous. He never told Ogoni people. I went to school with Igbo people. If at all he claims it's not Igbo anymore. The scholarship that I went to school with was given to me by an Igbo man. Are you listening? Oh dear. Who built you water? I want people to go and do you know that Shell was in Owerri? Shell was in Owerri. And Igbo, they had sense in those days, intelligent men. Hi! May Elohim bless them. Igbo State Union. Before the war, they were an authority unto themselves. You pack your bags from Omuahia, you travel to Zaria. Upon getting to Zaria, you speak Igbo. Hausa will take you to an Igbo man's house, and they will take you to their chairman, and they will give you where to sleep. And by the next day, you start work. When I think of Igbo land before the war, tears come to my eyes. I'm telling you, the mere fact that you are in Bauchi and you speak Igbo, every Igbo person around there is your brother and your sister. If they're older than you, they are your uncles. You call them dead. If they are the age of your father, you call them father. Let me tell you what happened in America. I was in the US. I think it was early this year. Or was the last? I can't remember. It was early this year. I was in the US. I was in a town hall meeting in Chicago. And the girl came to me. We were taking pictures. And the girl came to me and I said to them, why don't you marry each other in America? Why don't you organize a ball? Once you leave college, they organize a ball for all of you Biafran people to meet together, and then your sons will meet your daughters and you can intermarry. One of them came to me and said to me, she didn't know what she said to me, uncle, do you know the problem we had? Well, we never intermarried or married each other. And I said no. She said to me, because when we were growing up, our parents will introduce the fathers and the mothers of the people we are supposed to marry as our uncles and our aunties. Do you understand? You know the way we are. In England, once you speak Hebrew, didn't know that these kids, they had it in their brain. I cannot go and date the child of my uncle or my aunt, although they're not from the same village. And so she said to me that the problem is from our parents. They introduced us to everybody as our uncle and our aunt. And I said to her, that is how we are as a people. If I live on Wahia and I travel to Ngwaland in Aba, every Wahia person is my brother and my sister. Now, if I live in Ngwao and I travel to say Ondo State, every Igbo person in Ondo State is my brother and my sister and my uncle and my father and my mother. That is the way we are as a people. It doesn't mean you cannot marry them. She was shocked. And yes, that is what we do. If you see somebody in those, I remember my own aunt, Dr. Modo, married in Nnamdi when my younger brother was born. My own aunt, my father's immediate younger sister. When I said I was in Aba, I was with her when I was going to primary school in Aba. Helen is her name. My aunt. My aunt will say to me, please, we were staying at Aba Umucham then. I went to go and see them from Government College. I went to on a weekend. She said to me, across the Aba Umucham, take this and go and give to my sister. And I asked her, who's that your sister? She said, that's Ubakala woman there. Ubakala is not Ibeku. I don't know who the woman is. But because she is from Umuahia, living in Aba, she became my aunt automatically. And in America, they're saying, how can I then go and marry my aunt's child? That means that boy is my relative. So they saw all of the reason why we don't intermarry in America or marry each other as much as we should is because we see everybody as one family. This is what Wike is trying to bring division into. This was what Kesruwa tried and failed and lost his life in the process. Have you seen Jews? Anywhere you go to, they say, oh, they cooperate, they're always together, they live together, they do this together. The only thing is that they marry one another. We don't. We do not marry one another. We don't marry each other. We need to marry each other. We need to marry each other. Do you know Margaret Ebo, where she comes from? The one that they named Calabar Airport after. Margaret Ebo is from Nnewi. She married a man, an Efik man. Ebo. Are you aware of that? The regard I have for B2B is because the wife is from Cross River State. We need to intermarry more. We are all one people. It's just like somebody from Samaria marrying somebody from Judea. The language may be different. Some of you do not know that in Israel you have many languages. Do you know that? The same way you have Ogoni in our, you have a son, Kulokoma, as they say, you have a Fik language, you have a Bibio. Do you know that even in Israel, one people created, they all descended from Jacob. They have now, listen, smart people don't know anything more. They have Hebrew. They have Yiddish. Are you aware of that? There's a language called Yiddish. They have the Hebrew language, they have Yiddish. And for some of you saying, oh, but in Bini, they speak a different language. Now let me shock you. I want to surprise all of you. Do you know that Hebrew language is named? It was written by one man, I forgot his name, Hebrew language was written to unite all the dialects of the ancient tribes of Israel. Do you know that in those days, somebody who is from Judea spoke a different language from somebody who is from Samaria? Are you aware of that? But they are all Israelites. Are you aware? Are you aware? I'm asking you. So having different languages, maybe from Benin to Ogoja, from Ogoja to Oran, doesn't mean you are not one people. That was why a man let me actually Google it. How the history of the Hebrew language, because there is a language also called Aramaic that they spoke when Jesus was on earth. Aramaic, they have Hebrew, they have Yiddish. Let me see if I can actually put myself. Whilst we're still, I don't know what came over me this morning to preach this gospel. I have no idea. It's wicked, and because of what Chibika Mazi said. You are not pursuing Fulani killers and headsmen. You are pursuing your own brothers, that the Fulani headsmen may kill them. Let me try and see if I can get it. The history of the Hebrew language. People don't know anything. The history of Hebrew language. Hebrew language. Yes, I think the man's name is Angel Sainz Badelos. Let me also check, please, to make sure that a man created it, joining all the languages. Of course, the history of the Hebrew language is a comprehensive description of Hebrew from its Semitic origins and the earliest settlement of Israelite tribes in Canaan to the present day. What the man did was to bring all, his name is Angel Sainz Badelos, I think it is. The history of the Hebrew language. Go and read it up. You will see it. One man created it. One man created the Hebrew language. What he did is to avoid trouble. Somebody was asking me, if you get Biafra, what language are you going to speak? And I said, when we get Biafra, we are going to get a panel of linguists from every clan, from every tribe, from every dialect. They will sit down, we'll lock them up somewhere until they produce a lingua franca. The same way the Hebrew language was produced, together for everybody that sees himself as a Jew, as an Israelite. Do you see how what Kabiyama is doing? Replicating what has gone before in our present time. Nike, for attempting to divide the house of God, you will die disgracefully. I lay a curse on you today. You will die shamefully and disgracefully. You are from Satan. You are from darkness. You can say anything you like about us. You can even condemn us. That was why I warned Umahi. Umahi tried to bring this. The same nonsense Umahi tried to do in Ebonyi State. Tried to tell me Ebonyi State is not Biafra. Ebonyi State is not Igbo. What are you people?
Before I go say I don't talk again, I don't bring my own come again. Watch out for your screen there. Let's go down to that information. This Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile has filed a lawsuit against former ally Ngozi Oraboeze over the creation of a parallel faction of the Biafra Republic government in exile and hijack members' database. According to court findings cited by People's Gazette, the lawsuit was filed by the U.S. law-based lawyer Aman Debiri at the United States District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington on May 29, 2025, which named Mrs. Oraboeze as the first defendant. She is being sued alongside Ada Eze, Ugonna Christian Olejema, Uchenna Obijaku, Diana Eme, Solomon Nwoka, and Ijoma Eze. The other co-defendants in the lawsuit include Ulo Ogbonna, Naria Ofoma, Ebenezer Anene, Goswell Iro, Dorothy Anthony, Rose Ikejora Agwu, Valentine Enweariri, Oluchi Oloma Mbachi, and Biafra Republic government in exile de facto cooperation. In his filing, Mr. Debiri claimed to be suing on behalf of the Biafra Republic government in exile and the group's embattled leader, Mr. Eba, who is currently facing trial on terrorism charges in Finland. He accused Mrs. Oraboeze of launching a hostile takeover of the BRGIE, setting up a parallel government, stealing the database and assets of IPOB members, and committing fraud. Court documents showed that the matter began in December 2024 when Mrs. Oraboeze began the alleged takeover of the BRGIE after she declared herself as the group's acting deputy prime minister and head of state before summarily removing the organization properties, including declaration documents and database of members, from Finland to the United States, where she is based. Mr. Dabiri noted that the defendant's power grab continued when she unilaterally announced the mass firing of BRGIE members and the cancellation of the organization's active contract with various entities, including those of law offices of Nnamdi and Associates, the firm serving as the legal representative for the group in the United States. Subsequently, Mrs. Oraboeze left BRGIE to create a parallel organization to compete against the former faction, registering the United States of Biafra Republic Government in Exile de facto Corp as an organization in the state of Georgia on January 5, 2025, the court filing stated. Despite Mrs. Oraboeze's departure from BRGIE, court documents noted that the defendant attempted to continue using the service of the organization, including those provided by lobbying firm Moran Global Strategies and the law offices of Nnamdi and Associates, PLLC. She also alleged continued to use the intellectual properties of the BRGIE, including trademarks, logos, buildings, and identities, for personal gain, prompting Mr. Dabiri to file a lawsuit against her at the federal court in Washington. Meanwhile, the plaintiff claimed that Mrs. Oraboeze's action cost BRGIE an estimated $500,000 in financial and property losses, asking the court to award $1.5 million in damages against the defendant and an additional amount for prejudgment interest on the commercial losses suffered by the plaintiff. The plaintiff is also asking the court to award reasonable financial penalties in punitive damages, attorney fees, and costs and expenses of the action against the defendant. Mr. Eba remains in pretrial detention for public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent. Hearing into his case began in May and will continue this month, according to the Päijät-Häme District Court in Finland. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government has been urged to seek extradition of Mr. Eba, considered an ally of IPOB. All right, welcome back. This is what is currently happening live in the house of the indigenous people of Biafra. I'm not surprised. All right, one other information before I'll be analyzing. Port Harcourt-based Salvation Ministry Pastor David Ibiome threatens journalists with illegal arrest detention. The pastor of God, Pastor David Ibiome of Salvation Ministry, has threatened to arrest and detain journalists illegally. In a viral video of his sermon, Mr. David Ibiome warned journalists, bloggers, and his church members against sharing his sermons. I'm warning because when I go after the people, they will send people to come and beg. So I am warning for the last time. I will arrest you. I will lock you up. I don't care. No man of God will pray for you and succeed. I'm warning you. Don't carry my news, good or bad. Don't carry it. Don't carry any news from this church, even this one. Don't carry, Mr. Ibiome said. The Port Harcourt-based prosperity preacher, who has been criticized for some of his controversial stance, accused some of his church members of collaborating with journalists who distort his sermons to set him up for public criticism. You know what they do? They will carry news and excite other bloggers, and some of you in this church are part of it. They will plant you inside the church You will listen to the message. Instead of getting blessed, you will pick one thing and twist it. Say what I did not say, Mr. Ibiome claimed. Mr. Ibiome added, I don't believe in slap here, I turn here. I don't believe that kind of gospel. My gospel is before you slap me, I slap you. You better ask those who have had it with me. Recently, Mr. Ibiome said Jesus in the Christian Bible never associated with Paul, sparking reaction from many Christians who debunk his prosperity teaching as false and contrary to the scriptures. Alright, of course, you know that in this channel I don't usually dabble into religious matters. I leave God to deal with His church. Diving into religious matters is not part of my business. But even though you know that I'm here to bring you information from all over the world as it hot, as it happen, to give you current updates as every matter they unfold. But they dabble into religious matter. That's one no be my profession. You get one guy where they do that one. X-Men Crisis, Army Chief Oloye reacts to Benue over incessant killing attacks. The Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Oluyode has relocated to Makurdi, the Benue State capital, over the incessant killings of innocent villagers by herders and military group. The killing, which is becoming almost a daily occurrence, has left many dead, several others injured, maimed, several houses burnt, leaving many homeless. The army chief, who is worried about the endless killing, Daily Sun gathered, left Abuja Tuesday morning accompanied by his principal staff officers, the PSOs, and other top officers at the army headquarters to the state to have a first-hand information and assessment on the situation on ground. This is just as the COAS has ordered deployment of more troops to the state to give the military and other armed groups terrorizing the people of the state the battle of their lives. While in Benue State, the COAS is expected to hold strategic meeting with all operational and unit commanders to brainstorm on the way forward, as well as review the ongoing operation with a review to the end in massacre. Oluyode is also expected to visit troops' location and operational bases in the state to interact with troops and boost their morale and fighting spirit. The COAS is also expected to visit villages that have been attacked and reassure residents of their safety and the resolve of the Nigerian army to protect lives and property of law-abiding citizens. All right, this is coming from the COAS of Army, Mr. Oluyode, Abi General Oluyode. How about what the BH boys have been doing recently, cutting away arms from the military barracks? Is he not talking about that one also? It seems as if the army or the Nigerian government does not have the power to protect the citizens anymore, because every day we hear of recent news of attacks and the rest of them, and we wonder, when is this thing going to be okay? I think the best thing is to agree with Ned Nwoko's bill in the Senate to allow every citizens to defend themselves, to give them permission to buy their own arms and defend themselves. I think that is the only thing that can solve this issue. All right, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain, and if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first to collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you. PM, but I'm actually giving you on facts of what is happening. I will also show you the side of Ngozi Arabeze, what she has been able to achieve so far. But I will call this what is called divided energy. Of course, the energy is divided, and I wish that Ogenkere and Ngozi Arabeze will come together as one and fuse this energy or integrate the energy in order to be able to achieve a better and greater goal for the people of Biafra. Let's go down to that information. Okay, Chukwunkere, the acting leadership of the Biafra Republic government in exile, has said he has stepped up effort and relied the U.S. State of America lawmakers in Washington for the recognition of the Biafra independence. Nkere disclosed this in a statement through his X account, stating that he had engagement with U.S. senators and congresspersons held from February 6th to 13th, 2025 in Washington, D.C., U.S., through a lobbying firm, Moran Global Strategies. He emphasized that the lawmakers he engaged with include the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, among others, and as well as holding a joint meeting with a senior Ambazonian government council, briefing the U.S. lawmakers on the declaration of the independence of the United States of Biafra and urged support for its recognition. The BRIG, being the only legal entity recognized by U.S. Department of Justice for Biafra independence, has taken a significant diplomatic leap forward following a series of high-level engagement with U.S. senators and congresspersons in Washington, D.C. This has become imperative after the Declaration Convention held in Lahti, Finland in 2024, where 517 Biafran delegates globally voted and ratified the Biafra self-referendum conducted from February 1st, 2024 to November 28, 2024, and a formal declaration document was extracted with 517 delegate signatures. From February 6 to 13th, 2025, these meetings mark a crucial step in studying international support for Biafra independence and political and diplomatic recognition globally. During his meeting, APM Nkere had the opportunity to provide detailed information briefing to U.S. senators and congresspersons regarding the BRIG and the declared restoration of the United States of Biafra, and reasons why the U.S. should report Biafran independence recognition. The landmark engagement signal BRIG growing diplomatic influence and unwavering commitment to securing international recognition for the United States of Biafra. We remain resolute in the mission and look forward to continued direct engagement with senior U.S. officials. The statement reads, recall, in November 2024, BRGIE declared Biafra independence during a convention in Finland. At the same period, its Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was detained, the statement added. Alright, welcome back. This is coming from the handle of Ogechukwu, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere, the ADPM of the indigenous people of Biafra, as he calls himself. But one thing that pains me so much is the banter between Oge and Ngozi Orabweze. How I wish that there is a fusion of these energies, and that would have been a lovely something. All right. Concerning what happened at Ibrahim Babangida's IBB's book launch, a lot of people have shown that there is money in this nation, and I wonder where all this money are coming from. But truly, there is actually money in Nigeria. Let's go to that information. Entitled A Journey of Service, President Bola Tinubu was the special guest of honor at the event, which was also the fundraising of IBB Presidential Library. While many donors choose not to publicly disclose their contribution to the project, Africa's richest man, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, donated 8 billion, which is to be paid at 2 billion annually over the 4 years allocated for the project's completion. He further pledged that if the project extends beyond this lifetime, he would continue to donate 2 billion annually until it was completed. Other prominent Nigeria also pledged contribution to the construction of the library, which Alhaji Abdul Rabiu, the chief launcher and founder of BUA Group, donated 5 billion. Theophilus Danjuma, the co-chief launcher and founder of the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation, donated 3 billion. Business mogul Chief Ato Ezenukpo contributed 500 million, while Senator Sani Musa, engineer East, donated 250 million. Mustafa Chike Obi of Fidelity Bank gave 100 million, among others. Earlier in his speech, Dangote praised Babangida for implementing policies that liberated private sector during his regime. He particularly highlighted the abolition of import license, which helped stimulate domestic industries. These reforms, among others, ensured that Nigeria now has more private sector's involvement than any other country in Africa, he said. According to him, his shift led to a contribution of 85% of the country's gross domestic product from the private sector, while the government contributes just 15%. Your Excellency, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for all you have done for Nigeria. Many may not realize that you were the architect of the private sector in Nigeria. Anyone in private sector who has achieved prominence today owes it to you. As you provide us with necessary license in the past, we used to struggle